There comes a moment in every man's life when he looks in the mirror and asks himself, am I enough? Enough to inspire respect, enough to attract love, enough to hold the gaze of someone who could choose anyone. And it's in that moment of raw honesty that the truth begins to unfold. Because desire, attraction, and connection are not random gifts handed out to the lucky few. They are forces that can be understood, cultivated, and lived. Too many men believe attraction is about money, looks, or charm alone. But the hidden truths about female desire run far deeper than surface-level assumptions. These truths are not tricks or games. They are principles rooted in the human spirit. Principles the Stoics themselves would recognize as timeless. Here's the first truth: women are drawn not to perfection, but to presence. Think about it. In a world of distractions where most people are half scrolling, half listening, and half living, presence has become magnetic. When you look someone in the eye and truly see them, not just waiting for your turn to speak, not just planning your next move, but genuinely present, you stand apart from 99% of. Desire is not born in flashy gestures. It is born in the quiet confidence of being fully here, fully alive, fully certain of who you are. And that kind of presence, it can't be faked. It must be cultivated, like the Stoics taught, by mastering your own mind and refusing to be a slave to impulse. Second truth: female attraction is fueled by a man's direction, not control, not domination, but direction, knowing where you're going in life, and walking that path without apology. A man without purpose is like a ship without a sail, tossed around by every wave, waiting for someone else to decide the course. But a man with a vision, with a fire in his chest and the discipline to walk his path, that man doesn't have to chase. Because deep down desire is linked to trust. And a woman cannot desire what she cannot trust. If your actions show weakness, inconsistency, or hesitation, attraction fades. But when your life has a rhythm of progress, when your choices align with a higher standard, desire naturally follows. Remember, direction is more powerful than decoration. Before I reveal the next truths, I want to pause and remind you, growth begins with knowledge, but transformation begins with action. If this message speaks to you, if you want to keep walking the path of strength, wisdom, and self-mastery, then take a step forward today. Subscribe our channel Next Gen Emotive, because every week we bring you insights that sharpen your mind, fuel your ambition, and elevate the man you are becoming. Let this be your training ground for the life you've always wanted to live. The third truth: attraction thrives on polarity. This doesn't mean playing roles or stereotypes, but it does mean honoring the natural masculine and feminine energies that exist in all of us. Masculine energy is grounded, decisive, unshaken. Feminine energy is fluid, expressive, receptive. When you try to suppress your masculinity out of fear of judgment, you dim the very spark that creates desire. Women aren't looking for another best friend who mirrors their energy. They are looking for a complement, a force that balances and deepens connection. Attraction lives in contrast: the stillness of the mountain and the flow of the river, the silence of resolve and the laughter of spontaneity. If you have been apologizing for your strength, stop. If you have been hiding your voice, speak. Polarity is not about playing a part. It's about standing unapologetically in your essence and letting that essence meet hers. Fourth truth: desire grows where respect is rooted. Attraction without respect is shallow and short-lived. But when a woman respects who you are, your discipline, your boundaries, your integrity, that respect becomes the soil where long-lasting desire takes root. Respect is earned, not demanded. It's earned when you do what you say you'll do, when you hold your line even under pressure, when you walk away from what doesn't align with your values. Weak men seek validation at every turn. Strong men give validation by the way they live. Respect is not about dominance, it's about dignity. And once respect is present, desire flows naturally, because desire without respect becomes chaos, but desire with respect becomes harmony. The fifth and final hidden truth is this: true attraction begins within. You cannot expect another person to feel drawn to you if you are not drawn to yourself. That does not mean arrogance, but it does mean radical self-acceptance. The Stoics knew this well. They taught that no external validation could ever outweigh the approval of your own soul. If you walk through life ashamed, doubting, or hating yourself, no amount of attention from others will fix it. But when you cultivate a life you are proud of, when you pursue growth, fitness, knowledge, and mastery, not for show, but for your own standard, you become magnetic. People feel it, women feel it. The quiet power of a man who has wrestled with himself and come out stronger will always ignite desire, far more than any shallow trick. And here's the deeper layer: when you live by these truths, attraction stops being the goal, it becomes a byproduct. The real goal is freedom, the freedom to live without begging for approval, the freedom to love without fear of loss, the freedom to stand as a man who knows his worth. When you embody presence, direction, polarity, respect, and inner strength, you don't just attract others, you attract opportunities, respect from peers, and a life of deeper fulfillment. So ask yourself right now, are you ready to live by these truths? Or will you keep chasing illusion? Will you keep trying to impress with surface tricks? Or will you build a foundation so solid that attraction becomes effortless? The choice is yours, but remember this: time does not wait. Every day you delay is another day lost. The Stoics taught that life is not short, but we waste much of it. Don't waste yours in hesitation. Step into your power, step into your presence, and step into the man you were meant to become. Because once you do, everything changes, not just in attraction, but in the very way you experience the world. And that, my friends, is the hidden truth worth living for.